Good morning, children. Today we are going to start new lesson in geography, that is lesson number 9, agriculture, page number 52 in your textbook. So let us start with the lesson agriculture. Now children, on page number 52 you can see a picture in which you can see there is a house. There are some hens, some goats, buffaloes and cows. Behind the house, beside the house, you can see there is some cultivation which has been done. And the entire scene which is there, it appears to be a village scene. So let's see what this house or what this picture tells us. Geographical explanation. In the picture shown above, we see standing crops, a plowshare, etc. From this, it becomes obvious that this is a farmer's house. So, from the picture, we can understand that it is a farmer's house. A farmer keeps hens, sheep, goats, and cattle. They are also seen in the picture. So when we talk about a farmer, we see that most of the time there are animals like hens, sheep, goats, cows, buffalo. All these are kept by the farmer, and in similar way we can see them in the picture. He gets milk, eggs, etc. from them. He sells hens, goats to earn money. So when the farmer is rearing all these animals, he gets milk and he sells that in the market, even the eggs. Sometimes even he is selling the hens and the goats to get money. He does all this for his subsistence. Now what is subsistence? That is something extra or something as a substitute. Okay. All these occupations depend on natural factors. All this fall under agriculture. So all these occupation of cattle rearing, sheep rearing, looking after the hens, all this is also coming under agriculture, and they are dependent on natural factor. These occupations are supplementary to the cultivation of crops. So they are supplementary, extra. Okay, other than cultivation of crops, they are extra which are being taken care of or they are looked after by the farmer, and obviously farmer gets money out of this occupation. Agriculture has a wide scope. For our basic needs of food and clothing, we make use of plants and animals. So now, as we know that our basic need of food and clothing is completely dependent on agriculture, as we get rice, wheat, vegetables, all this we get from agriculture. In similar manner, clothing, whatever the cultivation, that is cotton, jute, or maybe silk, all this we get with the help of plants and animals, and thus it is said that our basic needs of food and clothing, we make use of plants and animals. Besides the cultivation of different crops, rearing cattle, that is looking after the animals, sheep and goats, maintaining poultry farms, keeping bees, sericulture, horticulture, orchards, pisciculture, pig farming, emu farming, etc. are included in agriculture. So farmer, along with the farming activity, some of them are more interested or they take interest into the other activities. They are like rearing cattle, that is taking care of animals like buffaloes and cows, and obviously getting milk from this cattle and then selling it into the market. Even same is carried out with sheep and goats. Maintaining poultry farm. Poultry means you all know where we get hens or chicken. Okay, so that is one of the occupation. Then beekeeping, taking care of the honeybees and getting honey from there and selling that into the market. Sericulture is taking care of or cultivating silk, that is silkworms with the help of the mulberry plants, the procedure of the preparing silk. Horticulture is related to flowers. Then orchids, that is fruits plantation. Pisciculture, that is cultivation of or growing more and more fish. Pig farming, that is like as we have chicken, poultry, in similar manner pig and emu farming, or they are poultry farm. So all these are included in agriculture. In agricultural occupation, resources like manpower, animals, implements, etc. are used. So in agricultural activity, resources like manpower is required. Human beings need to go and they need to do the work into the farmland. Animals are also required. As we know, some of the village areas still people are using animals for ploughing or for certain other things into the farmland. Implements, different equipments are used. Advanced technology is employed. So nowadays farmers are making use of advanced technology. In agriculture, cultivation of crops is considered to be the main and the most important occupation. So agriculture, along with all other activities, cultivation of crops is considered as a main occupation or the important occupation. Now on page number 53, you can see there are some pictures which are shown. You can see that certain pictures, the first picture which is shown here, you can see this picture belongs to the Stone Age type people. Then you can see there is a man who is making use of animals for ploughing. Then we can see there is a tractor. Then there is a sprinkle irrigation. So all these are the different pictures, and let us see what these pictures are trying to tell us or they are trying to show us. Let's see geographical explanation on page number 53 in your textbook. In the above pictures, we see the changes in agricultural practice. In the past, primitive man had to wander in the forest to sustain himself on the collected forest produce. So, from the picture we can understand that in the old days, in the past primitive or the ancient time period, man has to wander from one place to another in the forest in order to sustain himself, that is to get food or to keep himself alive from the collected forest produce, whatever they used to collect from the forest. Sometimes some roots of some plants or maybe fruits or whatever. So they used to eat that and they used to survive. Later, he learned the art of cultivation and started getting gathered production from the land. So later on, he came to know that agricultural activity is where they can get the production and they can make use of land, and of course they can get the food from the agricultural activity. Through this, he could provide for the whole year's need for food grain. So, once if the agricultural activity has been done, if the cultivation of rice or wheat is done, So then that particular whatever food grain they have got, they can use it for the full year. He also started obtaining a number of products through floriculture, horticulture, rearing animals, pisciculture, etc. So along with agricultural activity, human being also started carrying out various other activities like horticulture, floriculture, rearing animals, pisciculture, etc. Abandoning nomadic life, he undertook different occupations related to agriculture at the same place. So, abandoning means by stopping his nomadic life. Okay. So, previously they used to wander, they used to go from one place to another, and that is why they had a nomadic life. They were not settled in one place, but later on, when they started with the agricultural activity, they started living at one place, and thus they stopped with their wandering activity and they undertook different occupation. They started making use of different occupation related to agriculture. Now let us get introduced to the different occupations that come under the scope agriculture. Now we are going to study about different occupation that are related to agriculture other than agriculture. We use the products of this occupation in our everyday life. This traditional occupation are allied activities in agriculture. So we are making use of all these things in our everyday's life. This traditional occupation are allied, or they are the supporting activity in agriculture. So let us see which are the supporting activity in agriculture. First one you can see here, it is animal husbandry. Rearing different animals and obtaining various products from them for subsistence is the core of animal husbandry. So animal husbandry, as we have already studied, rearing, that is taking care of or keeping the animals as a pet. Now in these animals it can be cow, buffalo, sheep and goat. So taking care of these animals and obtaining various products from them. Now it can be, even if there is a hen, it can be eggs. If it is a goat or cow or buffalo, it can be milk. If it is sheep, then wool. So they are getting different products from them for subsistence, and subsistence is the core of the animal husbandry. So subsistence means other than agriculture, the extra supplementary occupation. The next is dairy farming. Cows, oxen, buffaloes, etc. are reared for agriculture related work. Rearing milch animals, milch means milk giving animals, and animals which can be employed in farming is also an occupation. It is considered to be an inseparable part of mixed farming. So it is considered as inseparable. They cannot be separated. As you can see, even if the farmer is using tractor nowadays, but still they are making use of cow, buffalo, bullock, all such thing, because whatever the remain of the farm, like after the cutting of the rice, the hay which remains, that can be used as a food for the this animal. So ultimately it helps out the farmer in getting more money and also saving his money. So thus this is an inseparable part of farming. Taking care of animals is an inseparable part of farming. It has become quite commercial in recent times. In India, it has started changing recently. Commercial dairy farming is mainly undertaken for meat and milk. So nowadays, commercial dairy farming, that is, If you go to the village area or even in this urban areas also, wherever there is a place, you must have seen there are big areas which are used for this type of dairy farming, where there are number of buffaloes kept together, like maybe there are 50, 60, like that, 100 or something like that. Buffaloes are kept together, and obviously they are taking out the milk of this buffalo and they are selling it in the market, and thus it has become a commercial dairy farming product, or it has become a like money earning occupation for the people. Okay, so they are undertaking this type of commercial dairy farming for the meat and the milk of the animals which they get. The next we are going to study is sheep and goat rearing. This is also a traditional occupation. Traditional is which is been carried out from the old time, long ancient time period. That is generally carried out in hilly tracts and semi-arid regions with dry climate. So usually this sheep and goat rearing is taking place in hilly areas and semi-arid. Semi-arid means, arid means desert region. Semi-arid is where there is less cultivation of grassland, or there is less food available for the sheep and goats. But as we know that sheep and goats can easily climb on the hill, they can easily survive on whatever plants they get. So accordingly, this occupation is mostly carried out in the hilly areas and semi-arid regions. Semi-arid is where there is less grass grown, and of course dry climate. Sheep and goats survive on short grasses, shrubs and acacia. So thus, as I said, sheep and goats, they are surviving on short grass. They don't need more grass, or even they can eat whatever plants are available, which grow in the remote hilly rural areas away from the urban settlements. In India, it is mainly undertaken for meat. Sheep rearing is carried out to obtain wool. So mostly goat rearing is carried out for undertaking or for getting meat out of it, and sheep is carried out for getting wool. The next we are going to study is poultry. Keeping hens and other fowl is a common practice in all parts of the world. Fowl is other birds like emu and all, which are coming into the category of birds. So keeping hens and other fowls is a common practice in all parts of the world. So it is not only carried out in India, but even in the other parts of the world. Poultry farming, that is taking care of the hens or the other birds, is practiced throughout the world. It is a traditional occupation. Again, this is a traditional occupation which has come from the ancient time period. Today, it is carried out as a household occupation and also on a commercial basis. So nowadays, this occupation is carried out on as a household occupation, and obviously it is also looked after as a commercial basis for money earning purpose. Running a poultry on a commercial basis requires a lot of care. For this, scientific methods are employed. So if they have to run a poultry for the commercial basis for money earning purpose, so they need to take lot of care, whatever is the requirement, how the growth of the of this birds have to be taken care, what food needs to be provided to them. So all these needs to be very much careful, or it needs to be very much attentive. So it needs lots of care. Running a poultry on a commercial basis requires lots of care. For this, scientific methods are employed. In India, this occupation is generally located in the areas close to big cities, as they provide a ready market for this occupation. So mostly people try to start this occupation near the urban areas or near the city, as the city markets are more getting attracted towards this type of activity. In some areas, rabbit, pig and emu rearing is also undertaken. So, some areas where people are eating the meat of rabbit, pig and emu, or they are making use of the eggs of emu. So, in that areas, these poultries are also taken care of. The next is beekeeping. This occupation is undertaken to obtain honey and wax. Bees, in order to collect honey, hover around the plants that bear flowers. This promotes the process of pollination. Pollination is when bees are going from one place, one flower to other flower. Along with them, they carry some the reproductive substance in the plants which is there, that has been carried from one flower to another, and thus the reproduction in the plants takes place. So that is known as pollination. As a result, the trees bear large number of fruits and the crop yields increase. So as there are number of fruits which are bearing on the trees, and thus the production of the fruit goes on increasing. Beekeeping is an important occupation with respect to agriculture. So production of honey and wax, that is beekeeping, is also one more important occupation in agriculture. The next we are going to study about pisciculture, that is fish farming. Farm ponds are dug out for this purpose. Now in this pisciculture or fish farming, usually a big land or the big area is used. Here what they do, a pond, farm pond, that is an artificial pond, is been dug in the land where they are making a pond and they are collecting the water, or they are putting the water in this pond. Water is stored in such ponds. Fish seeds are released in the pond. So fish seeds, that is the small fish which are just newborn fish, so they are being released into these ponds. For this, seeds of freshwater species are used. For this seed, that is newborn fish, freshwater species are used. In order to achieve the best growth of the fish, scientific methods are employed. So in order to get more and more fish production or number of fish to be produced, scientific method, whatever food is required, so their scientific method of this production is being used. Fishing in open seas has a number of risk factors. So when the fishermen, they have to go into the sea, they have to undergo lots of risk, like if there is a storm or if it is a rainy season, so it becomes difficult for this fishermen to go into the sea. So different types of fish and other aquatic organisms get caught in the fishing net. Even sometimes unwanted fish also gets caught into the fishing net. Separating them becomes a major task. So in this, later on when the fishermen, they bring the fish, separating this fish, unwanted fish, becomes a major task for them. All organisms do not fetch the same price. All the fish which have come into the net do not get same price. All these factors led to the rearing of the specific type of fish species separately. So because of all these reasons, usually what they do, they are doing a rearing or taking care of a specific type of fishes which is taken care of separately. Pisciculture developed out of these efforts. Worm, roha, ravas, that is Indian salmon, columbi, that is prawns, etc. are reared in fish farms. So when they are taking care of, or when they look after this pisciculture or fish farming, they use certain type of this fish, that is worm, roha, ravas, or columbi, that is prawn. So only this particular fish are been grown, or they are taken care of. The next we are going to study sericulture. Sericulture is silk thread is obtained from the cocoon of the silk moth. Silk moth is, as you know, there is a silk worm. So when this worm is moving around, it produces a cocoon. Cocoon is a kind of thread. See, usually you must have seen when a spider is making a web in our house, there is a thread like a sticky substance which comes out of its body. So in similar manner, the silkworms, they also leave a sticky substance, that is a thread like cocoon, which comes out of their body. These threads are very fine and strong, and from this one can weave soft silk cloth. So this thread or the cocoon which comes out of the body of the silkworm, it is very fine, very thin, but it is strong, and thus we can collect all that and make use of that for making a soft silk cloth. Getting silk thread from cocoon and manufacturing silk cloth are independent occupation. So the agricultural activity is just related to taking care of the silkworm and getting the cocoon. Then later on, it is been sent to the industry where the silk cloth is prepared. So these two are different activities. They are not included in agriculture. Different organizations supply silk moth eggs to the farmers. Leaves of the mulberry trees are the main food for this silkworm. So those farmers who want to carry on this silk production, what they have to do, they have to bring the eggs of the silkworm. They have to do the cultivation of mulberry plants, because mulberry trees are the main food for this silkworm, and they produce the silk cocoon only on this mulberry plant. Once planted, the mulberry trees survive for minimum period of 15 years. So once these mulberry trees are planted, they are surviving for 15 years. So it is a good occupation for the farmers, those who are carrying out this silk farming. Hence, the expenditure of planting the trees every year is saved. So once the plantation is done, every year the farmer don't have to do the farming, or they don't have to spend money behind the plantation of these plants. The next one topic we are going to see, that is nursery. In the last few years, the area under floriculture, that is flowering plants or taking care of the flowers, cultivation of the medicinal and aromatic plants, and horticulture has increased. These plants require a high standard of seedlings, cuttings, bulbs and seeds. So these plants require a lots of care to be taken, that is high standard of seedlings, good quality seeds, proper cutting, proper watering, proper fertilizer, bulbs and seeds, proper heat is been required. This has led to the development of nurseries. Nurseries gives good return. So as if you have visited the nursery, you must be knowing there are different plants which are taken care of in the nursery. They are provided with water, fertilizer, and of course they are taken care of in a proper manner. And those who are taking care of nursery, or those who are looking after this nursery, obviously they get a good income. So this was related to the agricultural activity, the supplementary agricultural activity, that is along with agriculture, farming, what other activities can be carried out. Now on page number 54 you have here, do you know, I will just read this. Greenhouse farming. Greenhouse farming facilitates getting maximum products from the land. It can also have a total control on natural factors like climate, heat, atmospheric moisture as well as soil moisture. It assists in getting maximum economic benefits. Greenhouse farming is highly specialized type of farming of the modern era. For erecting a greenhouse, galvanized iron pipes and plastic sheets are used. Its main aim is to control the pest attack by controlling water, light and temperature. Greenhouses are used on large scales for growing flowers like lily and zerbera to get maximum economic return. Now here in this picture you can see this is a greenhouse farming. You can see there is a plantation done. On the top you can see there is a sheet. This is a plastic sheet which covers or protects this plant, and this plastic sheet, it is maintaining or it is helping to maintain the temperature. So with all such activities, this greenhouse farming is been carried out, and the main purpose of greenhouse farming is to get more and more production, more and more output from this particular plants. So by this we have completed with the first part of our lesson, that is the activities which are carried on along with the agricultural activity by the farmers in the different part of the world. Now remaining part of the lesson we will continue in our next video. Children, please watch the videos, try to understand what has been explained, and very important, stay home, stay safe, take care of yourself as well as your family members. Thank you, children.